Welcome back to the channel. Today there are two things worth talking about in DC: Dark Legion. First, the Lucky Spin event has finally returned after being absent for quite a long time. Second, there is a new character teaser that has been creating quite a bit of buzz in the community. Both are interesting in their own way, but both also need careful analysis before you decide to invest your resources into them. So let's get started. First, let's talk about Lucky Spin, the event that, honestly, from what I remember, used to be the worst event the game has ever had. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It really was. The reason is simple. Lucky Spin works on a lucky wheel system, which means the rewards you get depend entirely on RNG, probability, and pure luck that nobody can control. Unlike other events in the game where you can accumulate points and farm resources to guarantee the rewards you want, Lucky Spin does not provide that guarantee. You can roll 10 times and get nothing you need, while someone else can roll 5 times and get everything they want. That's simply the nature of the event, and I think you need to understand that clearly before deciding whether to participate or not. So why does this event still exist and continue to attract players? Because the rewards inside it are actually not bad. When I checked the event shop this time, I noticed quite a few Anvils and Magic Eyes available there. Both are important items for upgrading characters, especially if you're trying to push gear levels for the main characters in your lineup. Because the shop rewards this time are relatively attractive, I'm actually considering participating instead of completely ignoring it like I did with some previous Lucky Spin events. Now let's talk about how I approach this event. The system works by using gems to buy tokens, then using those tokens to spin the wheel. Every day, if you spend 300 gems on tokens, you'll receive 6 tokens to roll. That's the amount I've personally decided to spend each day throughout the event. Why 300 gems? Because that's the threshold I consider reasonable. Not expensive enough to drain the gems I want to save for character banners, but still enough to maintain a steady number of daily rolls and accumulate tokens for the shop. The goal when rolling is not to wait and hope to get something special through luck, but to accumulate enough tokens to buy items from the shop, especially the Anvils and Magic Eyes I mentioned earlier. If you happen to receive additional rewards from the wheel along the way, that's great. Consider those extra bonuses, but don't set your expectations too high for RNG because it will disappoint you. And if you're a free-to-play player or you're trying to save gems for another goal, then my advice is much simpler. Just farm enough to buy the 20 anvils from the shop and call it a day. There's no need to keep rolling after that. I personally use 20 anvils as my target because it's enough to give you a source of limited hero rolls without requiring you to invest too many resources into an event that depends heavily on luck. Once you've reached that milestone, stop there. There's no reason to keep going unless you have a specific objective. So to summarize this Lucky Spin event, participate in moderation, spend 300 gems per day if you can, focus on buying Anvils and Magic Eyes from the shop, and don't expect too much from the wheel itself. This is still an event where I cannot promise any specific results, but if you approach it the right way, you can still get good value out of it. Now let's move on to the part I'm actually much more excited about, the hottest news of the day regarding the new character that has finally been revealed in DC, Dark Legion. If yesterday the community was still buzzing with speculation and throwing out all kinds of theories about which Superman family character was coming next, today the developers have officially confirmed it. The new character is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, a special collaboration event celebrating the upcoming movie of the same name, which is scheduled to hit theaters later this month. And accompanying her is none other than the superpowered dog, Krypto. To be honest, when I saw the teaser image yesterday, both I and many other players in the community confidently guessed that it was Power Girl from Earth 2. The design looked quite different, and frankly, a lot of people were hoping she would finally appear because she's one of the most popular and visually striking characters in the Superman family roster. But apparently the game had a completely different surprise planned. The movie collaboration announcement definitely caught many of us off guard. Looking at the official announcement, the Hasha Supergirl event is scheduled to arrive near the end of this month. This edition brings both exciting opportunities and a few concerns that are worth discussing. Starting with the positives, this is potentially a huge piece for completing a true Superman family lineup. Right now, the faction already includes Superman, the original Supergirl, Krypto, and Superboy, giving us 4 members in total. Once this new version of Supergirl arrives, we will finally have a full 5-member lineup available. For players who have been investing in Superman family teams like I have, this is fantastic news because the team synergy could improve significantly and potentially push the faction into a much stronger position within the meta. Now for the concerns. One thing that immediately stood out to many players in the comments section is that both Supergirl and Krypto already exist in the game. Instead of introducing a completely new character such as Power Girl, the developers have chosen to release an alternate version of an existing character. For some players, that may feel a little disappointing from a creativity standpoint. On top of that, building another version of a character often requires a significant amount of resources, which means players may need to make difficult decisions about where to invest. That said, based on my own experience, Superman, the original Supergirl, and Krypto are already at a level where they can perform reasonably well across several game modes. Superboy is still the biggest question mark for me personally because I haven't reached a point where I feel comfortable investing heavily into him yet. For now, he's still sitting in the wait and see category. Hopefully, the arrival of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, will provide the boost this entire faction needs and help establish a stronger identity for the team moving forward. I'll be keeping a close eye on her skill kit once the update goes live, and as soon as we get detailed information, I'll put together a deeper analysis video for you. So to summarize today's video, Lucky Spin has returned, and it remains a highly RNG-dependent event. Approach it carefully, set a clear goal of obtaining 20 anvils if you're free to play, or spend 300 gems per day if you're looking to maximize token gains and purchase additional Anvils and Magic Eyes from the event shop. As for the new character, the Superman family lineup is now closer than ever to feeling complete, and I'm genuinely excited to see what happens next. If you're already building this faction, now is probably a good time to start saving and preparing your resources. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new Supergirl design and whether you're planning to invest resources to recruit her when she arrives. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.